I smile when I see some traders make some shitty plans about risk management. Sometimes I see them as newbies because they've not been in this business for long that they understand some certain things. Now, listen to what I'm about to say now. As a trader, you can make some risk management plan by saying, okay, I want to be risking 2% of my capital, or I want to be risking some certain amount of money in any trade that I want to execute. Now, the funny thing and the reality is that that plan is not going to save you from blowing your account. Risk management is a game of mindset. It is not about that certain amount of money you want to risk or that percentage. It is about making a decision that will not take you back to square one. As a trader or as a smart trader, you can decide to risk, let's say, 50% of your capital in a particular trade. It is right. You can decide to risk 20% of your capital in a particular trade. It is also right. But make sure you are making a decision that will not take you back to square one. What I mean is, make sure you are taking a trade that if something goes wrong, you will not go back to square one. That is risk management. It is not about setting some certain percentage or certain amount of money. Trust me, if you've been in this business for long, you would see that you will understand that if you make some plans and say, okay, I want to be risking 2% of my capital, it doesn't stop you from blowing that account. You can still blow that account. Okay, but you can still see a trader that will maybe see a particular setup and he is very much convinced about that setup and he decides to risk, and the person might decide to risk, let's say, 30% of his capital in that trade. It is still risk management because at the end of the day, so long that trade will not, or that particular trade will not take the person back to square one if anything goes wrong, it is good. Okay, so when you are making plan about risking certain amount of money or percentage, if your mindset is not prepared for the worst, you will still blow that account. Okay, so learn how to control what you know that is possible in trading, which is risk. Okay, so controlling that risk is not about setting a certain amount of money or percentage. That's what I'm trying to emphasize on. It is about mindset. Before you execute a trade, ask yourself, I hope if anything goes wrong in this trade, it will not take me back to square one. Once you are able to absorb that, when you are able to absorb that, go ahead and execute that trade. Okay, know when to go hard, know when to go in a conservative mode. I've done 2 of them and I strongly recommend it. Okay, so when you are doing or when you are planning about your risk, I don't recommend you come and fix a certain amount of money or a certain risk percentage. You're not going to grow, and if you are to blow the account, you can still blow it by keeping that same risk parameter. So work on your mindset, work on how you think about trading business, not really about that risk.